Hey folks, Michael Mann with Michael Mann Security Services. We're going to talk about contract security services and what we provide. Hey, if you want to get a hold of us because you have questions about what we're about to go over, you can get us at contact@michaelmannsecurityservices.com, or you can always call me at 615-956-3912. All right, let's move into it. So let's talk about quickly contract security and the vulnerabilities associated with it. So complaints or system weaknesses that I see or hear about in this industry consistently are, number one, contract security organizations, especially the large contract security companies, they are a staffing service. Their primary job is to go get you people. It is not security management. Two is always the expectations of the customer, like with this enhanced bill rate. So, man, if there's a 1.38 to 1.5% markup on the bill rate, there's money outside of what the guards are being paid, and that money's going somewhere. Well, where does it go? What should we expect from that? Why are we not getting more? Should we get consulting? What does that look like? And most of the time, that's not the case. Turnover, always lots of turnover in this industry. It is part of what's happening, but we're going to talk about later on how we mitigate that turnover and how that's lowered. And of course, with turnover, guards showing up, just attendance, especially in today's environment. What if a guard doesn't show up? What happens? What does that mean? Who's getting charged the overtime to bring that other person in? Training. Does the security officer or security officer your site, is the level of training they've received, is that sufficient for their job task? And is the customer happy with it? And of course, security services versus security management. There's a difference. So this between staffing someone and then providing that security expertise for the customer if they need something outside those staffing services. And even though that may not be part of the contract, it may be just a basic question that comes up from the customer. And most of the time from these large organizations, they're just not going to get that. So how do we solve this process or this problem? We have a VIP process. So V stands for value added services. Folks, we are board certified in security management and in physical security. So through the American Society of Industrial Security, we are expertise in 7 very specific management domains, and we're also experts in 3 domains of physical security to include physical security planning, risk assessments, and physical security systems like cameras, access control, etc. We provide training and development for your employees. Let me say that again, not the contract security officers, but your employees. Do you need assistance, or do you need your folks to be certified in active shooter response? Do they need CPR training and first aid training? If you're getting an enhanced bill rate from us, you get that training and development from us for your employees built into that bill rate or that cost. It is included into what is in that contract. Your emergency action plan development. Do you know what to do in the EAP or put in there, or do you not have an EAP? Do you need us to help you with developing an emergency action plan that is nothing more than a plan that tells your employees what to do during an emergency, how to both prevent it, mitigate it, and respond to it? And again, we are providing that security consulting and advice. We are just not a staffing firm. We are providing security consulting and advice when you need it. I stands for investment. That means we've got a very detailed selection process for our security officers. So what's the investment to the security personnel? Again, selecting. We take a pride in our selection process because there's standard or there's very basic requirement selections there for that. The involvement in operations. We are experts in physical security operations, so we are going to be very involved in the operations and the services that we provide. You're going to see a physical presence from that security manager, which most of the time that is going to be me or another person that works for me directly. There's 2 of us that provide these services. Equipment. Do the guards or the security officers have the right equipment for the job that you expect them to do? We're going to make sure that they have that. And then, of course, training and certification. We are certified trainers through the Tennessee Department of Commerce and Insurance. We can train these personnel in anything from CPR, first aid, de-escalation, their basic armed or unarmed guard training, and even things as specialized as behavior threat detection and armed active shooter response. We also can provide ASIS board certification training. So we can get those folks, if they're interested, we can get these security personnel board certified in security management, physical security, etc. And then, of course, the last, which is very important for the customer, partnership. So not only, again, are we providing staffing, we're also providing leadership and consulting both to our folks and to you, the customer. We believe in continuous improvement. Here's what that means. How are we going to make this better day by day, week by week, month by month, year by year? And we have a process for that. We also work for you. You are the customer. You are the most important person in this process. So the VIP process, folks, that is value-added services, our investment in the officers, and the partnership with you. All right, any questions about this, folks? You can get us at contact@michaelmannsecurityservices.com, or you can call me directly at 615-956-3912. And remember, folks, it's about prevention, not response.